All right, all right, all right. We're back. 41 Sports Talk Radio on PhoneRadioNetwork.com. I am the bench warmer, sitting next to Coach, sitting next to Professor,
Yes,
sitting on
sir.
the other side of security. Let's get this thing rolling. The New England Patriots versus the Los Angeles Rams. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so number one, the New England Patriots played the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And Patrick Mahomes found out that Tom Brady was real.
Well, Patrick Mahomes didn't. The Kansas City defense,
found out he was
Right.
real because he was, and we talk about this all the time. But when does New England go away? When did it-
we
Can they
talked about this
please go
last
away?
week. They go away when Tom Brady
When they just
retires.
fade
Yeah.
to
That's
the
right.
to the sunlight, and he's not retiring either.
He's
He
no,
said
he'll
he's
be back
playing
next
at least
season.
till he was
Yeah,
45.
he's not retiring.
That's what he said.
Why would he retire?
I don't know. On top of the world,
He
Yeah.
has guaranteed 6 wins every year in the AFC
right?
East. Okay. Nobody has proven they can consistently beat New England in the AFC period.
Right.
And if you can keep stacking up Super Bowl opportunities,
Why would
that
you
means
stop?
you're going to stack up Super Bowl wins to the point where you're not going to be touchable.
Right.
What if he loses against the Rams? That's that's back-to-back losses because the New England Patriots never had back-to-back losses in the Super Bowl. Well, they've never been back-to-back.
Know what that means?
That means you got to go back
It
again.
means he's 5-4 in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's it.
That's it.
So he gonna keep on going.
But you got
huh?
9 Super Bowls, which is the most of any player.
Okay. Dallas is what, 5-3? I mean,
Right? Yeah.
he's been to 9 Super Bowls, man. Just
That's
think how
that's
hard
amazing.
that is
9
to do.
Super Bowls. Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and
let me say this. I don't remember if I said this last week when we were talking about it, but Michael Strahan said that he's tired of seeing him go to the Super Bowl too. But the way he looks at it to get him through it is that he looks at the rookies that are coming in every season
Uh-huh.
and the fact that they get to go to the Super Bowl, which they probably would not get to do on any other team. So every time Brady goes to the Super Bowl, because the whole team gets rings, correct?
Right.
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
got rookies coming in their first year, even if they sitting on the bench, they getting the ring.
Mhm.
You got
So
practice
he kind
squad.
of looks at it like that they're getting the opportunity to go
Mhm.
to the Super Bowl, get a ring. So he's trying to,
Practice
I-
squad
I'm
getting
a
rings.
fan of the dynasty because it forces
too.
everybody else to challenge themselves and build a team capable of dethroning the dynasty, the big dog.
Mhm.
And I mean on a consistent basis. I mean a real rivalry. In the NBA, it was the Spurs and the Lakers for a
For
long
a
time.
long time.
And I loved every
Shoot,
minute
was
of
the
it. Duncan
Lakers
was
and the
Lakers in Boston.
Boston.
Duncan
yeah,
is
Celtics.
responsible for Kobe not having 7 rings
Right. Right.
because of Tim Duncan. I love Duncan, one of
Me
my favorite players of all
too.
time.
Me too.
And-
He's from
and-
St. Thomas.
Mhm.
Yes.
but you was right. It was Magic versus Bird for a long
Magic
time
versus
too.
Bird.
Mhm.
Boy,
Yeah.
that was the rivalry of all rivalries.
We had
But the difference is they met in the finals. The reason I love the Spurs is because they were in the
in
Western
in
Conference,
yeah.
and the Lakers knew we got to get through them. The Spurs knew we got to get through them, and that was just great.
Or Dallas, San Francisco in the early '90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But we have a difference. I think our generations are a lot
So
different in as far as the word dynasty. When I hear the word dynasty, I hear in my day and age, I hear a team that has stuck together with the nucleus, and that nucleus has
That's
gone
because
through.
you got free agency
Wait,
now.
let me finish. That nucleus has gone through and was beating up everybody, and so everybody's got a match. Your age of dynasty is maybe a coach and a quarterback, because they have been depleted, player after player after player, coach after coach after coach. Only coaches that have stayed with that quote unquote dynasty is Josh Daniels, but everybody else has been depleted, player after player, receiver, running back, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. They've gone, and they still there. So the dynasty in your age is more. And you're right, the free agency dynasty, but it's the coach and the quarterback. That's the mark of a dynasty in this day and age.
Well,
Yeah,
it's still
that's
the
true.
same team, and this is the most impressive. See, we're never going to see this again. What's
No,
happening
you're
in
not.
New
You're not.
This
No.
what you just said makes it even more impressive when
Mhm.
you think about it. You continue to lose coaches, you lose players. They've never been big on big stars anyway,
Right.
and they continue every
To
year
win. Find a way to win.
to be in that mix somehow. just get that first round bye. Then
Right.
we'll take our chances on the road for that one game. It's the most impressive run I've ever seen, and I don't think we'll ever see it again. And if we do, you know, I would love to know who's going to pull that off.
The closest run that we've seen to this one.
49ers.
Oh no, the Cowboys. The Cowboys had a 20-year 20 years where they was winning. For 20 years straight, they had a winning season every. They only missed the playoffs twice in that 20-year span. Only twice. This and as a matter of fact, the Patriots are coming up upon that type of run. They're not there yet because they've missed the playoffs a couple of times, but in that span of 20 years, the Cowboys only missed it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming up. Patriots are coming up on it, but the difference is within that span, the Patriots have gone to 9 Super Bowls.
Right. Nobody can.
Well, take it back. The Patriots within that span, the Patriots have gone to 8 Super Bowls. The ninth, the Super Bowl that we don't want to talk about is when it was in '85, when it was fed to the slaughter by the Bears. So the Patriots as an organization has been to 9 Super Bowls. Brady has been to 8 himself. That's still unprecedented.
Mm-hmm.
Because the closest you have there is you got Charles Haley, who's the only player with, well, Brady's got 5 Super Bowl rings. No, Charles Haley has 6 Super Bowl rings, doesn't he?
I think he has 5.
No, he has 5.
He has
Him
5.
and
Okay.
Brady
has
has
5.
Him and Brady has 5.
Yep.
Yeah. So he was the first to get 5. Yeah. So I mean,
With 2 different teams though.
yeah.
Should we throw that out there?
3 with Dallas
He
and
left the
2 with San
Niners and went to
Francisco.
the other dynasty.
Yeah.
To bandwagon person Charles Haley.
Well, don't even go there because I could talk LeBron all day long or KD.
No, you can't
We're
talk
talking
LeBron.
football right
I can
now.
talk KD all day long.
We're talking football right now.
They
You can
talking
K-
football.
Talk KD.
That's
So
not.
the question on the table is who wins the Super Bowl and why?
Want me to go first?
Well, let me give you some
Go
some
for it.
coverage real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, New England, 13-5. This which includes the playoffs, and then the Rams are 15-3, which includes the playoffs. The last time these two teams played each other, let's see, do I have that information there?
Come on, Benjamin. I know you got it.
Let's see something. I think I overspoke. The last play. Okay, I got that. The first meeting was Atlanta. Okay. So forget that stat there.
Well, real quick thing.
Mhm.
I was talking to my son today
Mhm.
about the Super Bowl and stuff. He's like, I don't even want to watch it. He's lived in Atlanta. He's
Why?
lived in New Orleans. You know, there's a beef between Atlanta and New Orleans. They're saying that Atlanta did not want New Orleans coming to the Super Bowl anyway, since it's being held in Atlanta. They thought there was going to be a ruckus and all this other stuff going on. What do y'all think about that part?
Ignorance.
That's
Like it would be.
a couple of people talking.
That's ignorance.
That is not the
Yes.
full city.
You think that's right? Yeah, they said it was gonna be it was gonna be serious mayhem.
That's ignorant.
Wait, is that
Your-
real?
Your team's not in there because your sorry defense and your inconsistent quarterback can't win. That's your own fault.
Wow.
Yeah, but they say the beef between those cities
Atlanta,
is
New Orleans,
serious.
and they are within the same.
Well, they're in the same division too.
Yes.
Okay, I can see that.
They're in the
Okay,
same
I
division.
can't see
but
that.
I'm not just talking about just the NFL itself. I'm just talking about the people,
Individuals.
Well, it's almost like the beef that the Cowboys would have against the Washington Redskins or the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's worse with the
Right? No,
Eagles.
it's worse.
Yeah, it's worse with the Eagles.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We can't hear you because you know.
It's due to the hurricane
And the large
and when they had the
influx.
large influx of New Orleans people
Coming
going
to
into
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh, but that's the same.
Gotcha.
But that's the same thing they did here too.
Yeah, but it ain't like it is within
You
Atlanta.
know,
No.
Atlanta
you
is
know the
much
Cowboy
smaller.
fans. We're about as soft.
But I'm just saying,
No, we let everybody in, don't we?
remember,
Give all our
Atlanta
tickets away.
is
It's the melting pot.
Atlanta is as big as Oak Cliff. Remember?
Yeah, yes, the size of
Our
Oak Cliff.
city is huge. Our area is
It's
huge. So
huge,
when
yeah.
they came to Dallas,
We could never see
we
half
had-
of them.
yeah, we had a big area for the movement. I'm sure
Right.
they are like concentrated in certain places in Atlanta, and it's a smaller area. So
Mhm.
I could see that being a lot of beef and stuff going on that's concentrated in a certain area.
Okay. So this is the Super Bowl in Atlanta. Do we get another Ray Rice incident?
Boy,
Where did that come from? Anyway,
You like
I don't
controversy, don't
understand
you?
that.
You
I
really
don't
like
understand.
I mean,
controversy.
it
I don't
happened.
get that. Why?
Did it
would
not
that
happen in
be-
Atlanta? It happened in Atlanta.
But it didn't happen
That's
because
so-
of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's at the
that's
Super
so
Bowl in
far
Atlanta.
gone,
Yeah,
man.
it
I'm
happened.
thinking about that Cedric.
I
Let's
mean,
keep it rolling.
Crazy.
Let's
Anyway,
keep it rolling.
I just thought I would throw that in there because he mentioned it today, and
I
was
just,
like,
I just want to
sure.
know: do we do another Ray Rice thing?
No.
No ignorant people on these two squads.
Mercy, mercy, mercy.
Let's see something. Yeah,
So get
well,
us back to
Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, but he's taking a high road. If you listen to all his interviews so far, he's taking the high road quite a bit.
Yeah.
So give us some background so we can choose who wins the Super Bowl and why.
Okay, so Bill Belichick is 6-1 versus the Rams. Sean McVay is 0-0.
He never played the Patriots.
No,
That would be
And that's
that's
gonna
interesting.
that's yeah.
For the Patriots had never seen them.
This is the easiest
That's
pick
yeah. The
you'll
fact-
ever make in the Super Bowl.
yeah, the fact that, and everybody wants the Rams to win.
Well, that's good.
Everybody,
It's good to
you
want
know,
it.
Good dream.
You know, the playoff record is 21-25. The Rams, New England's playoff record is 36-20.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a playoff series here. The Patriots leads the series 1-0. Okay, that's easy.
That was the Super Bowl, right?
Uh,
Kurt Warner when they beat him in the Super Bowl.
Right.
yeah, that was Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Last playoff is 2002. Patriots 20, the Rams 17. And
That's
that
the
is
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And last playoff site first meeting is in Atlanta.
Couldn't believe they held the greatest show on turf to 7.
That's Bill
Exactly.
Belichick.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Bill
That was
Belichick.
unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a little bit of background. Let's see. Rams won NFC West. Okay, we know that. Los Angeles led the NFC in total yards per game, 421, and points per game, 32.9, and ranked third in the conference in turnover differential, which is plus 11.
Yep.
So, and then Sean McVay has guided the Rams. Where did Sean McVay come from? I know Washington, right?
Before
Went to
Washington,
Miami
he was
of Ohio.
My,
That's the college he went to.
he went to Miami of Ohio,
Miami of Ohio.
and then he began his coaching career where?
That I'm not sure because I didn't know who he was.
That
till
would
he
be
got
the
hired.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay, he was a player personnel, wasn't he?
He was. I read this last week. I'm gonna have to. I got it right here. He began his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a assistant wide receivers coach in 2008. The following year, he went to the Florida Tuskers of the UFL, United Football League. Then the following year in 2010, Washington Redskins assistant tight ends coach.
Yeah.
Then he became tight ends coach from 2011 to 2013 with the Redskins. Then became offensive coordinator 2014 through 2016 with the Redskins. And then 2017 got hired by the Rams.
Yeah, his
So in 2008, his first NFL job,
was
he was only 22 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
with no
with-
NFL
playing experience. Yeah. His rise to this point was interesting because if you look at Belichick started out with Bill Parcells.
Good
You
guy
know,
to start off.
Yeah, great guy in college, I believe.
So what tree did he come from? Can you
Who,
guys guess?
Parcells,
No, McVay.
McVay, Mike Shanahan.
No.
No. If he was with Washington, no, Tampa Bay. And what year Tampa Bay?
Oh wait,
Was it John Gruden?
correct.
Yeah, John Gruden. But does that really count? You got one.
He
Yeah, I
worked
guess
up
so.
on the yes. That,
Yeah, I
that
guess
does
so. So
count.
he get what? So you got,
He was an assistant wide receivers coach for John Gruden.
and then Gruden came up under the tree of who did Gruden? Gruden was he came under Denny Green's tree.
I'm not sure
Not
where,
sure
where
about
Chucky
that.
came from.
He did look like Chucky.
Okay.
I mean, but then you look at the tree of Bill Belichick. You're talking about some history. You're talking about Bill Parcells, and Bill Parcells put out a bunch of coaches. Now they've never.
And they're all exactly the same.
Yeah, and they all coached the same too.
No. Well, I think Belichick has shown that he will do whatever it takes to win, especially offensively, defensively. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
He's willing to adapt to whatever the game calls for. I think Bill was a little more stubborn. Bill Parcells
Parcells a lot
was
stubborn.
more
Yeah.
stubborn.
Yeah.
Even Nick Saban, to an extent, has been real stubborn. But as you notice, once he finally got a quarterback and saw the direction college football was going, then he's even adapted to the way the game is played. You have to if you want to keep winning.
But Bill Belichick is probably the greatest adapter.
Yes.
Because over the years, the makeup of the game has changed, and he was able to adapt. I remember one year when who was the defensive lineman that he wound up getting rid of that went to Oakland. He was on the defensive line. I forget his name. He was on top of his game too, and they wound up letting him go and let him go to Oakland.
Defensive lineman.
Yeah. And he had
Willie McGinnis, wasn't it?
No, not McGinnis. No, McGinnis was a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that was.
I forget he was, but he was on top of his game, and I remember thinking, you know what, you let this guy go on top of his game, but then I go back to the Cowboys, we just keep defensive linemen. I don't care how bad they are, we keep them. You know, so but that speaks to Bill Belichick and his willingness to say, you know what,
you're replaceable.
Yeah, you're replaceable.
I can draft somebody and I can coach them up.
Mm-hmm.
And he does. I mean, he does it every year.
And just to think, he could have been a Cowboy coach. Bill Belichick. There was an opportunity where he was going to be a Cowboy coach.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Just keep it stepping.
Okay. We'll keep it. All right. So that's a little bit of background.
That's all you got?
Oh, that's plenty.
That's
I do know one thing. Brandon Cooks, I think, is going to be a key player in this game because he played for the Patriots, and I'm looking at him as an individual that would like to return the favor to Bill Belichick for releasing him.
So you think it's like a Vrabel with the coach for Tennessee?
Vengeance.
Who paid back Bill Belichick because Vrabel was a linebacker.
Mm-hmm. I think Brandon Cooks, keep an eye on him because I think because he's playing against his former team that gave up on him, and which led to his parting ways with the Patriots and going with the Rams. I think that's something to look at.
That's why I'm so glad Dez didn't go to
No.
New York or I was
to
like,
Washington,
man, if he went to any of our rivals, we was gonna get it.
Well, see, I look at that, but I mean, does a player really know that much about their team to where I'm gonna give you some inside information? You know,
it's possible.
The playbook.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
They know their coaches and how the coach thinks.
But here's the deal. With Belichick changes up so much on you.
You don't change up that much.
Oh, yes, he does. Belichick is a great adjuster. I mean, he's a great adjuster. For him to only have a quarterback, the only consistency that Belichick has is Tom Brady. He's the only consistency. And when Tom Brady was suspended, they still won. We figured they're gonna be 0-4. They still won.
With Brian Hoyer.
Right. They still won.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right.
And
Jacoby Brissett.
And Matt Castle.
Matt Castle a lot of money.
Matt Castle, they still won without Brady.
Got Matt Castle
paid. So yeah, big time.
Got him paid.
With Kansas City.
Oh my
goodness.
Oh,
man. That was such a fluke.
And then we brought him over here and figured, okay, we got a good backup.
He was not good at all.
So that tells you a lot. Is a lot of this Brady or is a lot of this Belichick?
It's a combination of both.
Yeah.
You can't discredit
one without the
Brady's
other.
meant to that football team.
For instance, in that Chiefs game, Belichick is an individual. You say to yourself, he's going to take somebody out of the game. Period. It really wasn't Mahomes because Mahomes was just being himself. He stood through for 3 TDs against Belichick's defense. He was going to take out. Well, I'm not going to say was. At one point, he was taking out Tyreek Hill, but he came alive in that game.
Yeah, because they figured out a way to get him away from the double team.
So, in most cases, Belichick may be a coach that can take one of your key cognizants out of your game, and you have to find a way to beat them. But in that instance against the Chiefs, they figured out how to get rolling once they figured out what Belichick was doing.
Once they stopped Patrick Mahomes from throwing to Ebron, then we'd be all right, huh?
And
leave Jason Witten alone.
Please.
I think one of the advantages the Rams have is the fact that Belichick has not faced a Rams team of this magnitude with Sean McVay. So
No, I think that's gonna be a detriment to Sean McVay.
I
I think it's gonna be more of a detriment to Sean
Who are
McVay
you
than
picking?
this.
Belichick's deep. I'm picking.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, let's get-
Right,
let's get
because
to
he's
the
talking right.
nitty-gritty.
I want to know.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl
Jared
and
Goff.
why?
Jared Goff scares me in this game. I think if it's the one weakness that Belichick has in this game, it's Jared Goff. But that all depends on Sean
What you
McVay.
laughing about?
I'm just
He's gonna
saying.
give us all this scenario, and he's gonna go with the Patriots.
Sean McVay, I got him. I get where he's going with it. Go ahead.
I think the key to this game, I said Brandon Cooks, but the key to this game is the communication between McVay and Goff. McVay is very aggressive. We all know that, but how does that translate in the head of Jared Goff against that Belichick defense? So with that being said, the Patriots are favored by it was 3 yesterday, now it's down to 2. I don't know why they even call this a tight game, but whatever.
Let me ask you a question before you answer that.
Mhm.
What did you think of last year's game?
Eagles and the
Philadelphia-
Patriots.
Yeah.
That
How did you before they played? How did you look at that game?
Nick Foles surprised me. I didn't think he was going to play the way he did, and it seemed like the Patriots had no answer for him. I predicted the Patriots would win that game, and I was wrong. The Eagles won that game.
Mm-hmm.
That was unbelievable.
I thought Belichick was going to ramshack that offense, and it was all the way around. Doug Peterson ramshacked Belichick's defense in that game with a bunch of trickery plays that throw him off in that game.
Fast forward it.
But Foles is not Jared Goff. I
don't
think
know. He's good for
I
their
didn't-
offense, though.
I didn't hear a pick or a score.
I hadn't heard it either.
Still waiting.
Well, he asked the question.
I know,
You see what he did? He said before he asked the
I'm
question.
just giving you.
Okay, so now
No,
what's your answer?
he loved that. I stalled, huh?
I say New England 23, Rams 21.
Ooh, close game.
So you're
It
still
won't
gonna
be
pick
high
New England.
scoring.
Okay.
Barely.
Okay.
I think that Brady gets his 6th ring.
Mm.
The only NFL player in history to have 6 rings. That's one player.
All right.
And counting.
Wow.
This
Okay,
for me is easy.
Yeah,
This is easy. No,
Okay, but go through the scenarios.
I am. This is the thing right here. The main concern that the Patriots should have is Sam Darnold. I'm sorry, Aaron Darnold. Aaron Darnold. I'm pulling to you,
He's sleepy.
Aaron Darnold,
Him and Eber.
because Darnold, he's the one person that I don't know if they can block him.
Mhm.
So Belichick's going to have to figure out a blocking scheme to keep him from getting to Tom Brady every 2 seconds, because I don't know if they have an individual line. Well, nobody does. They can really keep him from getting in the backfield. So you're going to have to double team him.
Mhm.
Make sure you chip him, keep him out of there. And if they do that, they're going to score a lot of points, because I'm not confident in the Rams DBs,
Mhm.
even with New England's lack of explosive wide receivers. I just don't like the DBs that the Rams have. And then on the other side of the ball, Goff is too young.
To even deal with this, huh?
The stuff that Belichick's probably going to throw at him,
He ain't never seen before.
I mean, this poor kid, it may take him a half before he understands what he needs to do, but by that time,
Okay.
it may be too late. I'm going to be in the minority here, I'm sure. I don't think this game is going to be very close. I think the Patriots are going to win 38-20.
Ooh.
And
A blowout.
that's going to Tom Brady will get his 6th ring.
Mm.
Security?
Woo. I think the Patriots are going to win. I have no reason except for that the Patriots are who they are. And so they got Brady. Brady's determined to win again. I mean, he's got them this far. And I think he wants that 6th ring. So I think he's going to push and push and push so that he gets it. And I agree with Coach that Goff is just young. This is a brand new area for him. So I don't know that that's going to be he needs to play more in this area. So
We keep saying golf is young, but Mahomes is young too.
Yeah, but Mahomes possesses a
We need
talent
to.
that golf doesn't have.
Mahomes
that-
lost.
okay,
Mobility.
that's
the
what I
Bible
want to
say?
hear.
Don't
Both
Mobility.
quarterbacks are young. I
Yeah,
mean,
mobility.
Well, yeah.
The ability
Yeah.
to create with his legs.
And
throw
Mahomes
from-
lost.
Throw from 3 or 4
I mean,
different
yeah, it
arm
did.
angles. Mahomes a different breed.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
different.
I've never seen a quarterback do a
different.
no look pass.
He's just different. Mahomes.
Okay.
And
I
then,
wish
I
he
know
had
he
gotten
kept
there,
saying
though.
young. You're saying young. I'm like, well, they're both
Don't
young, and
despise their
Mahomes
youth,
still
huh?
threw
He's right.
three
I should've- I
TDs
should've
against them.
Yeah, Mahomes, his ability to elude the rush, throw from multiple arm angles, just makes him a nightmare to game plan
He's
for.
I
quirky,
sure
Right.
wish he had been.
very
I would
quirky
have loved
dude.
to see
Steph
Kansas
Curry.
City in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he
Man.
is.
I would have loved to see Kansas City and New Orleans, but
Oh
anyway,
man.
that'd have been a great game. But anyway, so
give us your score.
I think that the Patriots going to win, and I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go 27-24.
Okay. All right. So here's how I look at this game.
Uh-oh.
I look at it in 2 or 3 different phases. Phase 1. I think that number one, if we look at the last time the Patriots played an Los Angeles Rams team was the Kurt Warner.
2017.
Yeah, Kurt Warner is a better overall quarterback than Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Okay. Kurt Warner had more weapons to deal with than I mean
Isaac
I
Bruce,
don't know.
Torrey
I
Holt.
don't
Isaac
know
Bruce,
about that.
Torrey Holt, and then you
I
got
think it's equal.
and then you got Isaac Bruce, you got Torrey Holt, and then you got who's the
Marshall
runner?
Faulk.
Marshall Faulk. I mean,
He was a receiver.
and he was a
basically.
receiver. Yeah.
Um,
Those weapons were, I think, those more dangerous weapons than the Rams have now. I mean, you get. I give you Todd Gurley,
Okay.
but okay, let's put those two together. You want Todd Gurley? You want Marshall Faulk?
That's a
Am
good one.
am I getting 100% healthy, Gurley? I'm taking Gurley. I get a more physical back and a guy who can still catch out of the backfield. Give me Todd Gurley.
Okay, we'll go down the road. What receivers you want? Torrey Holt and
I'm taking Isaac Bruce.
Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. Okay,
Over Robert Woods,
And-
over
Cooks.
Cooks,
Brandon
Brandon
Cooks,
Cooks. Yeah, I'm-
Cooper Cup, Josh Reynolds.
Cup is hurt right now.
I'm just throwing
Yeah.
the receivers in there.
yeah, I'm taking Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
So am I.
Yeah, I like the Rams. The greatest show on turf is still, I think, the greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Man,
think
who ran the better offense
I think Kurt Warner ran a better offense.
than Sean McVay?
Yes, I think their offense was
Oh,
more.
that showed it. That Kurt
Yes.
Warner team.
Can
Oh, my
nobody
gosh.
stop
Yeah, I
them.
think they were more balanced
Oh, my
But,
gosh.
until they got to Super Bowl.
Until they got to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay
Well,
would
Tampa Bay-
always show how you slow them down with Warren Sapp and them boys.
Yeah,
Warren Sapp.
yeah, but that was
Right.
Tampa 2 though. That was Tampa 2. So I look at that, I take that, and then I fast forward over to this Los Angeles Rams team. I know it's a totally different team and everything.
Right.
Here's what I look at though. 2 common denominators are still there. Bill Belichick,
And Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
So they've seen, we act like they've never seen this type of explosiveness. Yes, they have. Those 2 have seen this type of explosiveness. And those 2 know how to deal with this type of explosiveness. Okay. On the defensive side of the ball for the Patriots, I never worry about the Patriots defense. Yeah, they do that bend and break type thing. You know, they bend but they don't break. They bend but they don't break. I think this is going to come down to how good can Tom Brady be versus the Rams defense, who, let's not think that the Rams defense was the same defense that they played the Cowboys. That was mirage. You know, that Rams defense was not necessarily a true Rams defense because they've never played it that way because the Cowboys were just giving up the boat. You know, the Rams defense we're going to see is going to be the Rams defense we've been seeing all season long, which this defense gives up points. You know, they give up points on a consistent basis. You know, you have to score. The Rams would have to score so many points to where the defense doesn't even matter. I don't think they're going to do that with the with New England. I think this is going to be a high scoring. I think it's going to be a lopsided game with the Rams getting the short end of the stick.
Mhm.
So I'm saying 47 to
Oh my God.
Ooh-wee.
yeah, I'm saying 47 to 14.
Wow.
I'm saying
Wow.
the Rams win 47.
You
That's-
think
No,
Rams-
no,
I'm about to
no,
put my
no.
money on the table right now. I will take that bet
Man.
immediately.
No, no, no.
I will
Crazy.
never go to Vegas with that bet.
No way.
New England wins 47-14.
I don't know. That's just too much.
The
That's
X
too-
factor in this is Sean McVay, in my
I
opinion.
kept saying that.
He's the X factor. That's why I didn't bring him up when I made my prediction. I just said Goff because I just can't envision a scenario where he outplays Tom Brady.
Right.
As much as I keep trying to figure out a way that I could pick the Rams, I was doing it all before the show last week. I was thinking, how can I pick the Rams to win this game? There was never a scenario I could come up with where they win outside of the Patriots turning the ball over 3 or 4 times. And that was going to be related to the defense. And that's the only way, because I just can't see any
Now
other
let's
way.
not forget the Patriots defense is not all that. They are average at best.
Yep.
You can throw on them.
You can't.
You can run on them.
Yeah,
the
but let's
Chiefs
not
proved that.
But let's not forget this though. Let's not forget that, the Rams, that their December wasn't a great December at all. They lost to Philadelphia. They didn't have a great December. They kind of went and they kind of got into the playoffs kind of limping a little bit. Not necessarily on full steam. They were not full steam
I
ahead.
think because they locked everything up so quickly. I think that had a lot to do with it. When you have nothing to play for, it's hard to be intense.
That's very true.
Yeah, but you gotta keep that real. I mean, let's say I'll give you the scenario here. Let's say you don't play Dallas the way. Let's say Dallas don't tip their hand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on their defensive line. Let's say they don't tip their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can do scenarios all day long. If they don't tip their hand, Dallas wins that game
Mm-hmm.
because Dallas actually came back. It was scored 22 to 22 to 30.
Yeah, I was
I
here.
don't
I just
remember.
I know you blanked out.
Yeah.
I mean, but Dallas and that first drive, they looked like, okay, this is on.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas had an opportunity to win that game. If you don't tip if the defense and Dallas has never gotten beat, the defense has never allowed Dallas to get beat. This time they did.
Mm-hmm.
You beat the best running team in the NFL a week before, which is Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
and you go here and you get killed by the running game. That's uncharacteristic.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncharacteristic. So I mean, it happened.
It did.
So you have to take that. I mean, but so my point is, let's not say. I think this is led to the slaughter.
It
Okay.
it has the look of it.
Yeah,
But I don't know if 47 to 14.
That's what I'm
about
saying. I'm like, that's a
47,
little high.
I don't know about that, but it definitely has the look to me as well as a mismatch.
Yeah, I'm out on the ledge over here.
Okay.
Okay. Well, moving on to the next part, NBA. The question on the table is: did Luka Doncic get snubbed? And possible Anthony Davis trade destinations.
I don't think he got snubbed. When you look at the Western Conference All-Star starters, Paul George, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Why would you put Luka Doncic over either one of
he
those
ain't
players?
ready.
No.
He ain't ready.
He is playing lights out, but them 5 players I just named, I don't have a problem with that. Now, as far as the reserves, on the 31st of this month, and that is on Thursday, they're going to name the reserves for the Western Conference. I expect Luka to be in there,
Right.
but you're not starting him. Now, he was second
He was second in voting.
in All-Star voting, but let's forget,
Fan voting. Also,
Fan voting.
50% is fans,
Right.
25% is players, 25% is coaches.
They're not about to put a rookie in there.
Right.
But
No,
you're still second though.
In fan
in
voting.
fan voting,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Everything else.
Now, out of All-Star voting, fans have the biggest influence, but it tells you that the players and coaches
What if he doesn't
didn't
get
come close to Luka.
What if he doesn't get into the reserves?
Oh, he will. There's no what if. He will. I can go to Vegas with you right now. He will.
He
He's
should.
going to All-Star game.
He should.
He's going to probably be the top reserve.
The coaches will pick him because all the fans want to see him.
Right.
The numbers
Say
are
he needs to be
all-star
there.
numbers.
Right.
So the Mavericks have been competitive.
Right. Because of him.
Yeah,
Right.
Mhm.
And then the other night he was the first teenager to have 2 triple doubles as a teenager.
At 19. Yep.
And I saw
Just
that
think
game.
about that. Even LeBron James didn't do
Didn't
that.
have to,
Even
right.
Kobe
Kobe Bryant
didn't do
didn't
that,
do
yeah.
that. Kevin Garnett didn't do that.
Well, yeah, we're talking
Kevin
about 19,
Garnett and Cole
yeah.
came out at the age of 18.
Right.
And so
And
was
they did.
LeBron.
Yeah, Kobe doesn't count. Kobe went into a team that was 50-win team already.
Right, yeah.
That doesn't count. But I don't want to take nothing away from Luka. I think he's terrific, way better than I anticipated he'd be his rookie year. I don't think he got snubbed. If he would have been the starter, it wouldn't have bothered me because LeBron's missed a bunch of games this year. I mean, that's more of a popularity thing. When he was playing well. But, I mean, to me, you should get punished if you miss 16, 17 games
Right.
in the first 42,
Right,
43
right,
games
right.
of the season.
Oh yeah.
You should still be on the All-Star team, but you shouldn't
You shouldn't be
start.
starting, yeah.
I don't care what the fans say. You know, that's a popularity contest there. I mean, I'm a Laker fan, but LeBron, in my opinion, he should be sitting on the bench because that's where he's been anyway the last few weeks. That's why we've fallen out of the playoff. Well, that's another story. I'm about to get all upset.
and that's why I say he got snubbed because all the players you mentioned are great in on mine, but Doncic has been playing his butt off, and you got starters that's just kind of halfway in there, halfway out of there. You know, not putting up the numbers, not doing the thing that Doncic is doing. I don't care how old you are.
Steph has been there since day one.
Been
Yeah.
fantastic.
He ain't.
Yeah,
slowed
but that's
down.
one player though.
Paul George, man,
Paul
has
George
been
might
playing
be-
better this year than he was last
He might
year.
be the MVP. Paul George, that's how good he's playing.
James
Okay.
Harden, we know the story
we know the
behind
story
him.
behind James Harden.
He's putting up
Like he said,
ridiculous
LeBron,
LeBron.
James,
No, that's popularity.
Kevin Durant, he's been the same Durant. I mean, he hasn't changed.
I think the LeBron James is popularity.
Yeah, he's more of a popular vote to me than any other starters on that team.
So you sit him down.
They're not going to. He's
Right,
They're
not
not
starting.
going to.
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty obvious. They're not
That's a
going
money
to.
decision.
Yeah, I know they're not going to, but no, Luka. I actually sat down and just watched this dude. This kid is good.
He is.
I mean, he's good. He's got this. He's
I
got this,
just can't get over the 19 part.
and he's playing like he's been in the NBA for so long.
Playing like a veteran.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
this one step jump that you can't stop. You know, and the passes he's doing, like,
A legit step back, James
Right.
Harden,
yeah, not that old I'm finna get fouled step back.
3 steps backwards.
Then we
Yeah.
found
to
out the other
side.
day that he trained with Steph Curry in the offseason.
Yeah,
Mm.
That right there,
and
oh my God.
and his passes. Have you actually watched some of his passes he doing?
Can play.
I mean, he did a couple of passes the other day. I'm like, where's he? Oh my God, slam! And he single-handedly bringing the Mavericks back into games.
But this is my concern. We now have Dennis Smith Jr. back in the backcourt again. If you're gonna put Luka Doncic as point forward, does he coexist with DSJ?
No.
No, this is another one, KD and Westbrook type things.
He's back in the starting lineup to showcase him,
Mhm.
try
So they
to
can
build
trade
his
him.
value back up,
Trade
so
back.
they can
I
get
just don't see him
out.
being on this team too much longer. I mean, if Luka's gonna run point, there's no use in having Dennis Smith Jr. here, unless you're gonna put 2 shooting guards on the floor. But other than that, no.
I've done that before.
Luka is a distributor and a scorer.
Right.
The dude got it all.
Yeah, he got a
But I don't think they can coexist on the court though.
he got
DSJ and
he got a
Luka.
mean 3-pointer. he hit one 3-pointer and it didn't go in, but it went up to the Raptors and came back down.
What I like about the 19-year-old kid, he has the NBA swagger about him.
Right.
He'll talk the noise. He'll shimmy. He already has the it factor. It
And-
usually takes a few years to get that
No,
it
he's got
factor.
that.
He has the it factor already. He did a turnaround jump shot the other night. I think it was against the Clippers when they beat the Clippers at home. And he just started waggling his head around like a bobblehead, like,
Mhm.
yeah, I got
I
this.
got it. I got
was
it.
like, ooh.
And
That's swag.
and he hates to lose.
Right.
I mean, you can see the pain on his face when they lose.
He ripped his jersey the other
Yeah,
night,
the other
too.
day,
Did you see?
yeah,
He missed a shot before the half and just ripped his shirt in disgust.
That's a true competitor.
yeah. but that is going to effectuate everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to just boil over to everybody else to where, okay, we need to have that same mentality.
They have to find the right pieces to build around.
And
Yeah, because they
else-
don't have them. They don't have them right
That
now.
was my next question. So who do you build around? Let's start with DeAndre Jordan at the 5.
You keep him there.
Try to
Do you
him.
keep him?
Yeah, you
Yes.
keep DeAndre.
There's
Jordan.
no better center than him, so he's okay
You keep
here.
him there. Yeah.
Because he likes to pass. DeAndre's an above the rim player. That's what you want.
Yeah, you
That's
keep
what you
him there.
want.
Yeah,
DSJ pretty much
he's
No.
gone.
he's gone. Okay, so you have Harrison Barnes.
No, I let him walk.
Yeah, I let him walk too.
He said that quick.
Yeah, yeah.
I was against the $95 million they gave him in the first place. It was
Mhm.
like,
He's
wow.
he's too inconsistent.
Very up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
Very up and down for that kind of money. Wesley Matthews,
Wes
Let
Matthews.
him go to.
I'm paying for his ticket personally if we can get him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
He
gone. Yeah,
shoots
yeah.
way too much.
Yeah,
So we got 4 of the 5 Mavericks players in the starting lineup out of here.
yeah. Their bench players play better than them.
Well, you got
Finney
3
Smith.
of them because you're keeping
I like Finney Smith.
Doncic in.
Jalen Brunson,
I like him.
I like Bronson too. Yeah.
JJ Barea, even though he's hurt right now,
Yeah,
but
something about him with the Mavericks. You want to
he
keep him.
he just
Yeah.
continues
Yeah,
to.
he's like a little squirrel.
You go to Minnesota, you're not about a quarter in Minnesota. You come back
You
here,
come back here and
and you're the same way you were the first time you was here.
because you
An effective role player.
because you ignite.
Mhm. So I guess we're gonna have to start thinking how we're gonna build a team around Luka if y'all letting 4 of the 5 Mavericks
You got
go.
to.
Well, a couple of things I might think about doing if I'm the Mavericks. I'm putting in a couple of phone calls to some teams who aren't playing as well as they thought they play this year.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
No, they're playing well. They're the best record in the Eastern Conference.
I know, but
No, I'm not. If they deal anybody, they're stupid.
Who'd you call the Lakers?
No,
no, you're not calling the
leave my
Lakers.
team alone, partner.
Who you calling?
Go get Lonzo Ball.
I probably will call Memphis and see about Conley because
And we was in his sweepstakes not too long ago before he committed to Memphis.
yeah.
But
But my
Conley.
only concern with Conley is his contract. That's
That's
the
a
problem.
That's a huge
Huge
contract.
the
Yeah, that's a
problem.
huge
That's
contract.
the problem. But he would, to me, would fit real good with Luka because he's not going to demand the ball to shoot and all. He's not trying to do that. He's trying to pass as well. So if we're talking about building the offense, Carlisle likes that motion type offense where everybody's moving and passing. Then you want a point guard in there that thinks that way and not think me. I think Dennis Smith has a lot of me in him, and
Right,
not
right.
enough us.
Us, right?
So Jalen Brunson's not good enough for you to be a starting point before you go out there in the free agent market when you may have your
I give him one
starting
more.
point guard in house.
I give him one more
You know
year.
what?
I give him
He
one more
might
year.
be.
I give him.
I
one
like
more year.
him. So
Yeah.
he might be. I won't have a problem with that. Man, it's just they've got to try to figure out a way to make a move because none of the big free agents are going to come to Dallas.
No,
That's been a problem.
and that's
yeah.
been the problem with the the Mavericks.
Mavericks.
Yeah, is bringing in big free agents.
Which transitions to Anthony Davis
I was going to ask you about Anthony
and
Davis.
requesting his trade.
Right, but he wouldn't come over here anyway because we're not a contender. He wants to go
He
to a
wants to go
contender.
to a right now contender.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
which begs the question why you want to go to LA.
There's 2 contenders in the NBA.
The Warriors.
The Warriors
The Warriors in Toronto.
and Toronto. Yeah,
And Boston, I guess. Boston.
yeah.
So
Boston is
there's
contender.
3.
Yeah, Boston.
Bo-
So
That's it.
and he's not going to Boston.
Yeah, that's it. So what he's saying is, I'm trying to go to a big market, and if I go
So
to
where
a
your big markets?
If I go to a big market, other people will come to this big market, and then I'm on a contender.
So where are your
You're
big,
going
big
back
markets?
to LA,
You go L.A.,
New York.
New York, but who wants to go to a big market in the East?
I'd go to the Knicks if
That's a
the right
big
people
market.
are around.
That's got the right people.
Is,
there.
the
is,
Mecca.
Miami a big market?
No.
Boston. Well, we already talked about
Miami's
Boston.
just got South Beach, and I've been to South Beach. I go to play for the Heat just to be in South Beach. I'm telling you.
What other big market?
We said LA.
Houston.
Mm,
I don't know.
But
I don't
him
think
and
he
him,
would
him
want-
and James.
he
him and
wouldn't
James
want to
Harden
play
would
with
have-
James
Nah.
Harden right now. I mean, they're playing ISO ball over there.
That's all they play.
Yeah.
ISO.
It's him in the first quarter, Chris Paul in the second quarter. It's a lot of ISO basketball.
From that point.
What about Oklahoma City?
They can't afford him. They
That's too many big
too much
contracts.
money tied into Steven Adams, Paul George, and Westbrook.
Westbrook.
They can't afford him unless they're willing to give something up, and they don't have anything.
What about Memphis?
Oh, come on.
I mean, not Memphis.
That's
but
basically
I'm
New
sorry,
Orleans.
Milwaukee.
No, That would be interesting, him and Giannis, but no, he wouldn't want to go there. He's made it clear he wants to try to get to LA in any way,
And
shape,
that's
or
it.
form. Yeah. And the interesting twist to that is the story came out right before I came here that I saw that Klay Thompson,
Yes.
if he's not offered the max contract, if the Lakers get Anthony Davis,
He
he'd be
goes over
interested
there.
in going to LA.
See, and I hate that whole let me build a team.
Here go with the super team.
I hate that little let me build my super team and say now we're champions. No, I do not. I build what you have.
Everybody's building.
Yeah,
super
but I
teams.
do not-
That's been
But I
going
do
on
not.
See,
I
but
do
she
not
said
like
that-
that at
but she-
all.
but she
No, it
said
has not
that-
been going on since the
in
70s.
the
But
80s.
see, here's
My
the thing.
Lakers.
No. Your Lakers built within, not
Oh,
without.
man, they went.
No,
and got
James
Kareem
Wor-
Abdul-Jabbar.
That's the only one they went out to got. James Worthy, they drafted. Magic, they drafted. Cooper, they drafted.
Kurt Rambis,
Kurt Rambis,
the
they
great Kurt Rambis.
they built within.
Michael Cooper.
They did not build without. Boston Celtics. Only person they went to go get is Parrish.
You didn't have as many teams either.
No,
then.
no,
Wait a
you
minute, who won?
Boston Celtics.
Oh, I thought you said the Lakers when it got Parrish. I'm like,
No,
what?
Boston Celtics. They went to go get Parrish.
The Chief.
The Chief. Yeah, they went to go.
Stoneface.
Yeah. And even the Mavericks. Mavericks built within.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about building within. Stop trying to go. Hey, come here, come play with me, come play. It's almost like you know.
Mavericks didn't build from within.
Yes, they
Jason,
did.
Jason Kidd.
No.
they were back-
I'm talking about the
The
80s
80s,
Mavericks.
the 70s, and
Oh,
80s.
Aguirre, Derek
Rolando
Harper,
Blackman.
Rolando Blackman,
Rolando
all those draft
Blackman.
picks.
But it was
Brad
easier
Davis.
to do then,
Tarpley.
like I
Tarpley.
said, because there wasn't as many teams. So
Detroit-
it's
the
easier
Pistons.
to get another good player.
The Pistons, only person they went to go get was Aguirre. You know, they went, and I don't. It's okay when you just put one piece in. Man, these teams are going to get here. It's like a playground. I got him. We playground, but I don't like that. Learn how to build your team within, and stop trying to go.
Blame
And
that
it's-
on LeBron James.
first of all, and
he
it's not-
started
He
that.
started
And
that.
it's not the player's
That's
fault.
what he called.
No, it
Wade
is the
Wade
player's
and
fault.
all them.
No, LeBron James sit there and make a phone call. Come in, Chris. Chris, you want to go over to Dwayne? Me and Dwayne been hanging out. You want to go play with us? Yeah, let's go play with us. Okay, now you get out
Chris
your
Paul,
contract.
Dwayne Wade,
Anthony
Carmelo
Davis.
Anthony.
Chris-
Yeah.
Chris
Anthony
Bosh. Hey,
Davis
let's go.
gave this team 7 seasons to get themselves together. He's
I
not
get
about
that.
to continue to waste his prime, and they can't get right.
No, I get that. I get that. But I'm saying this right here. You go talk to management. And you and management have a conversation. Says, what are you gonna do? And then let management come out and say, you know what, we're ready to trade Anthony Davis.
Magic Johnson.
We're ready to trade. So then let management do that. Players are actually forcing that hand.
He really has no power at the moment.
He doesn't.
He's under contract into 20.
Right. They could
2020.
keep him there for the rest of his life.
No, just to that season.
That's the rest of his life. Because after that, right there, you sit on the bench for a second or two.
They won't sit him on the bench.
I
He's going to bring back so much in return that
Well,
they
well,
will have
I-
a chance to build something good. They just have to be smart about it. You know, that's all. That's all the Pelicans have to do.
I get that, but I just don't understand this whole. Let's go play. Let's go to Sandlot and let me pick our
That's
team.
not how it starts, man. LeBron tried to build something in Cleveland the first stint. Nobody wanted to come there because it's Cleveland.
They don't
Nobody wanted to live there.
They don't want to
It's
come there now.
cold in Cleveland.
They don't want to come
Nobody
there now.
wants to be out there. That's why he couldn't. He tried. He stayed there
Okay,
as long as
good.
he could.
Then
Then he left.
stay your ass in Miami.
No, he can't. He came back
No.
because now Kyrie is there. They have the first pick.
And then they got rid of Kyrie.
No, they didn't do that when he got there, but this is why he came back. So Kyrie is there. They have the first pick. They trade Wiggins for Kevin Love. I can work with this. I'm going back home. Then when he saw, okay, I'm getting to the end,
I'm gonna go somewhere
Kyrie
else.
is gone. Kevin Love sucks.
I'm going somewhere else.
It's time to go.
No, but
Pick up his ball and go.
because of that right there, every team is calling their homeboy and say, "Hey, come play with me."
He's a free agent.
Every team is calling their homeboy.
I don't understand why people make it seem like I have to stay here. I am a free agent. That's part of our deal. I
That
can
is
go
why-
wherever I want to go.
That is why I don't like free agency.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Because it waters down, it mucks up everything. You can't build anything when folks are jumping ship every time they want to. Now everybody they sign a 1-year contract, 2-year contracts, nothing
So?
long term and stuff like that, and say, okay, well I'm gonna see if this don't work out, I'm gonna go. No,
Exactly.
build.
You should be
A true champion builds.
We can do that in real life. If we don't like our jobs, we can leave and go to another job. Am I wrong?
No, you can't. Here's the difference though. If you don't like your job, you can leave and go to another job, but you ain't gonna get the same pay you was getting from the first job.
Negative.
No, right
I
now.
make significantly more money in my new job than I did in my last job that I left.
Uh,
It's different.
Well, I mean,
Usually,
you
you're
know,
not going to jump ship
you're not
unless
gonna
you're
jump.
making
Something
equal or
better.
more.
But here's the
money
deal.
No,
than
that's
where you
true.
But here's
That
the
is
but
true.
here's the deal. You don't jump ship because your crew is not doing good. And you use the job scenario, right?
at. Yes.
Okay, you're doing your job. See, in a job, it's an individual effort. In a
Depending
job,
on what you do.
it depends on what you do. But in a job, as long as I do my job, guess what? I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna get a raise. I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't care about what Susie over there is doing. If she is sitting on the phone,
I don't either, but I care about the way my bosses treat me.
yeah,
And if I don't like the
yeah.
way my bosses treat me, I'm telling him I'm out of here.
yeah,
Yeah.
but your boss is giving you everything you want, and you still, well, you ain't doing over here, you know. So when you use a job scenario, we got to go in job scenario.
Right.
If they're treating me right,
Then I'm not going
I
anywhere.
ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Now in basketball,
If you're not treating me right and you're not giving me everything I want, I got to go.
what is the definition of treating me right?
Getting the players around me where I can
That
win
ain't,
the
no.
championship.
Treat me right, not the players. Me.
Right.
That ain't treating me right. I mean, if you treat me right, you taking care of me. I don't care about what you do with the other players.
No, that's crazy. That's
no,
in
in
sports, it's-
basketball,
no, it's
different because
exactly.
he needs a team around him.
That's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is you can't say in my job I can do this, but then in basketball I need other people around me. It's you comparing apples and oranges.
You want a better team around you. You want better coworkers.
Yeah,
You know, I want to be comfortable in my working environment.
right.
I want to have peace at my working
That's
environment.
true.
If I go to work
So
and
you
I
don't
don't
like
like
to go
none
next
of the
you-
people I work with, and I have an issue with management because they keep bringing
So
these
you don't like
knuckleheads in
you
here,
don't like the girl
I
next to
gotta
you
go.
calling you baldy.
there you go.
Is that a problem?
Hey, it might be. I'm bald, but that wouldn't bother me. But
Anyway,
but I get.
I'm just saying. The free agency. I think they need to kind of tone down the way they do free agency. They allow the players to run it, you know, and do whatever they want to do.
What do you want them to do? If you stay with your team, you can make significantly more money than if you leave. Players just don't care.
Steph Curry, $200, $200,000,
Yeah, he making it. He making it.
$200 million max contract.
He making it.
I mean, they're
I just
putting things in place. To
I just
try
don't
to
like. I
convince
just like.
the guys to
I don't
stay.
like the way they got this whole. And I still say, you say they're not, but they are. The players are running this game. They are. If let's say DeAndre Jordan held the Mavericks hostage until he figured out. They held the owners hostage until he figured out what he wanted to do. And he said, "No, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over there." Remember that?
No, the Clippers had a final meeting with him to try to convince him after he had committed to the Mavericks. They kept him in the room.
And in Houston,
so he wouldn't
yeah,
accept any calls.
exactly, yeah. So I mean, no,
And
they
the
knew what he
Clippers
was,
kept him.
he knew what they were doing.
He didn't leave for
He
agency.
knew what he was
They
doing.
they wined and dined him and made him happy. And what did he do? He stayed.
And then he wound up leaving again
Now, they wanted him to leave. They decided not to resign.
because he didn't feel like being there in the first place.
He was happy to be there, but you getting rid of Blake and you getting rid of everybody. I don't need to stay here. What are we doing here?
So the Clippers reverting back to the old Clippers.
No, they got a fun little team.
Okay,
No, they're all right.
Can I give me a seat over there? And,
Now,
Play.
before we go, because I know we're about to go here in a second.
oh yeah.
I got to bring this up. Trey Young
Oh yeah.
has an interview, and he says that he thinks that the Mavericks and the Hawks won in this situation.
Okay.
He thinks 5 to 10 years from now, he's going to be a better player than Luka Doncic.
Oh,
Now,
boy.
he said that's the competitive side of him.
Okay.
He believes that because he's competitive like that. Now, before everybody continues to just throw that under the bus and just say, okay, whatever, he's delusional, I'm going to throw 3 things out there.
Mhm.
First thing, Luka's been playing professional ball since he was like 14 years old.
Right.
Professional organized basketball.
Mhm.
Trey Young, he's 20 now, but he's a legit professional rookie.
Mhm.
That's what he is. This is what both players have done. I'm just go the last 10 games here. Luka, 24.7 rebounds, 7 assists per game.
Last 10.
Last 10.
Okay.
4-6 record.
Mhm.
Trey Young, 20.7 assists, 4 rebounds, 4-6. Luka has 6 30-point games on the year. Trey Young has 2. Trey has 13 20-point plus games on the year. Luka has 27. I bring this up because Luka's been good from the start. Trey Young is starting to figure it
Coming
out. The Hawks, when this year started, I didn't think they'd win 8 games. I'm gonna be honest. When I looked at their roster, I don't know how they're gonna win. But with him and Collins, that 1-2 punch is really becoming something special. The Mavericks don't have a 1-2 punch yet. They have a punch. They have a one,
but not a
but they
two.
need to find that 2. The Hawks have a legit 1-2 punch. They have 16 wins. They're probably gonna win 30 games. I can't believe they're gonna win that many games. And so when I look at Trey, he's only going to get better.
Right.
Do I think he's going to be a better player? No, because I'm big on size. But I don't think it's so far-fetched that he can be as big a star and an all-star on the level with Luka Doncic.
Well, let me ask you this question right here. We can go back 20 years ago. Dirk and who was the other with Boston?
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
Mhm.
It's the same type of situation.
Okay.
It's the same type of situation. Who is the better player? Now, 20 years later.
They're the same player to me.
Right.
I'll take either one of them any day. I'm a size guy. I like mismatches, so I would take Dirk
over
Paul Pierce because I'm always like that. My son to tell you, I will never trade small for big. I will always keep the big guy, the bigger guy.
Now let's go off the stats you just mentioned.
Mhm.
Trey is just now figuring out.
Yes, he's really starting to get it going here.
I don't think Luka has figured out as much either. Yeah, he's been playing pro ball, but he's been playing European pro ball, which is different than American pro ball.
Okay.
You know, I think he has, and you're right, he needs that two punch. You know, but he's doing this without the 2 punch.
He is.
Trey has the 2 punch.
A young one.
A young one.
Yeah, they're both real young.
Now you give him that 2 punch. What happens to his numbers?
Right.
And he's got numbers without the 2 punch. So what happens to his numbers once you give him that 2 punch? He becomes a lot better, and he's going to get better. This is not his ceiling, and we need to understand that this is not Luka Doncic. This is not his ceiling at all.
No.
He's still trying to figure it out.
Right.
You know, he's still trying to get the nuances together.
Yep.
You know, but once he gets it together, then I think his ceiling is going to go higher. So, in 10 years, I think we'll still be talking about Luka more than we're talking about Trey.
Okay.
Professor,
See that.
last words on that?
The only thing I know is Luka Doncic is the real deal, and one of my questions I had going into the season is if the Mavericks don't improve within the next 2 years, at what point do you consider replacing Rick Carlisle, who is very hard on point guards as it is?
See, I don't
The
know.
last time we won a championship was 2011. What has happened since then?
Steady decline.
Well, the decline was when they blew up the team.
That was the
And then
beginning.
put that on Mark Cuban.
That was it right there. I don't know. Rick Carlisle is still a good still a good coach.
He is a good coach.
You what you do is you first of all, their drafting is just horrible.
Is it the drafting or where they are being drafted? That's horrible.
Well, okay, we're not sitting down and saying here's the team we want, and here are the players we want to fill those roles. I'm going to bring in DJ. Don't I want a player that's going to complement DJ? I bring the same player that DJ is in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and saying he's going to back up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, you don't. You have to draft with a plan. The Mavericks are not drafting with a plan. That's your problem.
2 minutes.
That's your
2
problem.
minutes.
So,
Go ahead.
we're gonna close it out. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
last word.
I have a couple last words.
Go ahead.
Oh, was that my last one?
Yeah, you would last words
my
on
bad.
that. On that.
Okay.
Well, I want to mention again that Brick House is celebrating their 7th year anniversary.
Yes.
And remember to call in for reservations at 817-460-9993. And we will post it to our social media. Make sure you tune in next Tuesday. We will recap the Super Bowl and, of course, other sports. Coach will give us that information and we'll put it out there. The Girlfriend Talk will be our guest again. And their special guest will be Kenneth Marshall, author of Why Must We Play These Dating Games and Dating Truths, Loss Prevention versus Damage Control. So you're going to have a really good guest on next week. They will be on at 8 o'clock. So make sure you tune in. Stay tuned. We'll be posting more information about that out there.
Yes.
All right. This is 411 Sports Talk Radio, 411radionetwork.com. Again, thank you, Brick House, for having us to be a part of this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look forward to the anniversary party. We are out.
Yes. Peace.
Howdy.
All right.